Here at Geneva College, a busy day for your Pratt Pack. After this, off to New Brighton, and then tonight, KDKA Radio. Before we talk football, let's talk about your dear friend, New Brighton native Terry Francona, got hired by the Cincinnati Reds. Maybe the playoffs, but this kind of like trumps a lot of things. This is a big story, but especially for us here who love him managing. And it just goes to show you, guys like us, we just want to work.
By the way, T is dear friends with a lot of people.
Yeah, but you're his buddy.
No, I'm just a guy who ran pinch hit for him.
Last time I saw him down on 3rd Avenue, he went, "And you are?"
Oh no. T actually is. He's got a lot of close friends still in New Brighton, and in some ways he hadn't changed at all. But so happy for him. He looked great physically. That was the biggest thing, and everybody's asking the question. They're asking the question, well, why not Pittsburgh?
And I had a long conversation with an alum here, the legendary John Parado, on my way to West Virginia the other night. And Pittsburgh Baseball Now, read his article. It makes a lot of sense. But yeah, talked about it on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show. You got to wonder why. Jason Mackey's got a very intense article today about the Pirates and the fans' disconnect in the Post-Gazette today. So I'm just saying, would have been nice, but I'm happy for him. But here's the ironic thing. I love Pete Rose. Of everything about him, okay? In fact, my friend Mark Nemesek always reminded me of Pete Rose because he hustled.
Yes.
And he had me in the backyard diving for baseballs. We'd be shagging baseballs till late in the evening. We love Pete Rose. But do you realize that T, affectionately known, Terry Francona, went to Cincinnati in 87
Sure.
and replaced Pete at first base, and then Pete became his manager, but they also played together in Montreal. And T has gone on record, he loved Pete Rose as a player. So, and then Pete just passed. So God works in mysterious ways, my friend.
Yeah. If you're a baseball guy, how could you not love Pete Rose? I mean,
come on.
Sarah, come on. How could you not love Pete Rose?
So let me ask you, what year did T graduate? 77?
77.
You see the number on his jersey at Cincinnati?
No, I did not see it.
77.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, there you go.
You guys are working.
Well, we're happy for him. I'm happy he's got back in it. It's just part of his DNA. It's in his blood. It's who he is. But he really looked great the last time he came home to see all of his close friends. I was just there.
Because you're his friend.
Yeah, but he's got some really close friends. I mean, and that means a whole lot. Like he has relationships here and hasn't forgotten where he came from. And the guys that he talks with on a continual basis, it's just like they're back in high school. And I think that's a great part of it. Yeah. I am not in that group, by the way. I'm just a
Tad Makowick,
Tad and Brian Lambert and Rick Fazell. I mean, we can go on and on.
Buddies. But anyway, Tad played golf with Terry when they were recently back here. And many people may not realize this. Not only was he a great basketball player, but he, I think, held the 18-hole record for golf tie with Rodney Oxenhart, who passed away, sadly, in a car accident. But Terry can golf, too. So he's got a little bit of everything going for him.
Yeah.
And now he will, once again, make the Pirates struggle in that same division. But I do wish him nothing but the best, and much love for Terry Francona. Now, you, too, much love. That defense, Cameron Smith, the senior, big pick, really kind of sealed the deal. You get a win at St. Vincent. A win is a win is a win. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was, again, a continuation of just taking the next step with a very, very young football team. We overcame a lot of mistakes that we created. Defensively, I thought we played well. Both teams were struggling to get a win. And, to be able to go through a game like that when you have so many opportunities to put it away and to win a game like that on the road, the way we did with pick in the end zone. Yeah. The guys are pretty pumped about that. And I'll tell you what, our kids are playing with a lot of energy, playing with a lot of same kind of love for the game of football that I saw with teams that we've had here, decades before. It really does start on the defensive side, and that's what's happening. Our running game is starting to come together. I think our upside here is very evident. You know, now we got one this weekend. This is going to be they're a machine. They really are. So
all right, I want to talk a little bit about this program. You know, we were talking about Terry Francona, who really is a people's manager, and a lot of similarities as far as you on the football field. But it really comes down to just getting people to buy in and believe. Robert Saleh earlier today, the New York Jets, released him of his coaching duties. Aaron Rodgers, of course, the quarterback, they had the miserable game in Minnesota against Minnesota in London. Even if you have a Hall of Fame, multiple MVP, Super Bowl winning quarterback, sometimes things just don't work your way. So it's just about when the stars align. Sometimes things happen for no rhyme or reason. But the thing that I love about you, and I mentioned about Terry, you got to maintain that relationship with your players, because that's where it begins and ends. Good or bad, no matter what's going on, all the noise around you, you got to remain focused on your players in that relationship.
Well, I think that's what it comes down to. But you got to win the respect of your players. And, you know, Terry's done it over the years. He's done it the right way. He goes about it. He puts everything he has into it. Here, we've got kids that actually believe and are buying in. You know, we've had to make some really, really tough decisions the last couple of years regarding some things and the way we operated and I had to change as well. But I'm just happy for our guys. It's easy, you know, when you win. Winning does solve a lot of problems, but sometimes winning does conceal a lot of issues that you still have. And we have issues. We have many issues, and we'll correct those. That's part of the game of teaching and the love of being able to compete. As long as there's another game to prepare for, as a coach, that's what you just thrive on.
So what would you say the reason is that some of your opponents obviously have had more success than you? Do you think a lot of it has to do, let me finish, with facilities upgrades or being in that winning mode that brings those players to them, or they have different opportunities when it comes to bringing players in? Because, Geno, look, you're the same person that you were when you were winning every year, year in and year out, going to bowl games, doing things that no one had ever seen in the history of Geneva College. And you have taken some lumps of late. And I have been trying to do the deep dive, trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm going to ask you the question. What do you think the difference is?
I think it's because they score more points than we do in the game.
Knucklehead. I know that. But I mean, I know you as an individual, as a human being, a man of faith, a husband, a father, a grandfather, but you're a good coach. And I know this frustrates you to no end. But why do you think the pendulum has been swinging the wrong way?
I don't know if it's swinging the wrong way. I just think when you look at in a Division III, you look at anything, if you look at a sector in business, if you look at any organization, you look at, you know, in this case, colleges. I mean, there's only so much resources that you have, and you've got to prioritize where you want to put them. All right. I absolutely believe in what happens here at Geneva College. I'm going to do everything we possibly can to help continue the mission statement of Geneva College. I get that. I understand what we're doing, and I love the fact that I can coach football here. So do we have the resources that everyone else does in the league? No. All right. Do our kids still have a great experience here? We're going to do everything we can to help them. And the last thing you want to do is just say, well, you know, we might as well, because you're beaten before you even take the field. You know, the thing that we're trying to get back to, where we were competitive in every game that we were playing, we're trying to get back to that phase. And that happens when you start winning games on the road, when you make mistakes and you still win. That was the next step for us.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a long answer.
No. But let me just give you an idea, because all these things that have been happening today in the last couple of days, how it all ties into what we're talking about here. So the Jets let Robert Saleh go. There's talk about will Belichick and, you know, find a way to kiss and make up with the Jets and end up there. I mean, stuff. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The last time the Jets did this, when a coach left during the season, 1976, Joe Namath was still the quarterback, but the coach who resigned was Lou Holtz. Lou, of course, went back to college and won the national championship with Notre Dame and is considered in the same rarefied air as Nick Saban and Paul Bear Bryant. So sometimes things just happen for a reason. But what you have done here at Geneva, when you could have gone anywhere, done anything you wanted, even been an assistant at D1 and made a fat paycheck and been very happy, you've decided to stay here because this program means a lot to you because of the education and this great college that's a faith-based college. So it's much more than what's happening on the field.
It's really living life with purpose.
Yep.
That's what it comes down to. I mean, we spend our whole lives, we chase things that we think are going to fulfill us, right?
Mm-hmm.
We really do. And some of us are so driven at chasing those things. And at times when you achieve somewhat of the goals that you set out to reach, you're always left with more. Here, there's such a tie-in. I mean, this is where I've spent my life. This is where my kids have gone to school. My wife has gone to school. My brother's gone to school. My sister. I can go on and on. But I truly, truly believe in what we're trying to do in the mission of the college. Truly believe in our president, who's a football guy, And here's, Rob, life is, as you know, it is never going to be
the way you want it.
The way you want it.
Never.
I mean, and I think that's the one thing that this whole thing has taught me to do, and we've been doing it for a long time, is to prepare our kids for life and to prepare them for adversity. And right now, as a football team, we got some things going on. We got kids hurt. We got some, kids sick, whatever. But that's part of the process. And we can get these young guys to believe that if they stick together and they really do trust in the Lord in times like this, that down the road, when life really hits them hard, they've already learned it, kind of like, in this laboratory setting of what's called college football in Division III.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is where it gets even more interesting as I stir the pot of just connection. So Terry Francona's grandfather,
You're right.
church,
Right.
your dad,
Right.
Christian Assembly, your brother.
Yeah.
Is there a connection there?
Oh, such a connection.
Explain it to me, please.
Well, Terry's grandfather, worked in the mill at Geno
Aliquippa.
and Aliquippa, and was a pastor of our church at Christian Assembly in New Brighton, and he was an incredible man. He's just.
This is Tito's dad.
This is Tito's dad. And anybody that knows Tito knows what kind of guy Tito is. Tito encouraged you about anything. He really did. I mean, you're talking about a special family. You really do. So for T, this stuff is in his DNA. That this is the way he was brought up. This is natural for him. It really is.
Well, I'm so excited for him, but I'm excited for you too. So W and J, you're kind of a juggernaut. So what do you do defensively? Hopefully you can pick up where you left off against St. Vincent.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got some of the best players in the league. Mike has done an outstanding job there. It really has. And people take for granted when you keep winning on a consistent basis, people are like, you expect to do this, that, and the other. It's tough to win over a long period of time. I don't care if you got the resources or not.
Right.
It's tough to do that. I enjoy competing against them. We enjoy, as coaching staff, competing against them. Respect them greatly. We've always had a kind of a mutual rivalry with them. We're going to play as hard as we possibly can. It's no secret. They run an offense where they go 100 miles an hour. We run an offense where we'd like to, walk maybe 5 or 6 miles an hour and run that clock down and win ugly. Because
a win's a win, baby.
Yeah, ugly is the new beauty, if you will.
What do you think about Pitt, North Carolina Saturday? That was a nice one a couple of weeks ago, and now they're getting ready to go again.
Yeah, Pitt. I can't really speak about Pitt because I'm a West Virginia guy.
I know,
but I love what Narduzzi did during the WVU week, during the backyard brawl. I mean, he just went absolutely paranoid. Wouldn't let anybody in. Isn't it
amazing to know what winning will do for you? He's also all of a sudden the smartest guy in the room.
His intensity is just, it's just crazy.
Well,
and the quarterback's a real deal. I mean, they're running the football. They believe. Now, talk about buy-in. We started this thing off about buy-in. It is difficult. It's so difficult to get everybody to buy in. It really is, because when you go through tough times, you still got to be able. I think you have to take accountability and stand up and say, you know what, we made a mistake, but we're going to continue. Everybody had Narduzzi on his way. But he just works and works and works. Give him all the credit, really do. And that staff, although I'm still a West Virginia guy, you got to love what's going on there.
Yeah, they got Cal this weekend, of course, AccuShore Stadium, all the action, 93.7 The Fan. We talk everything in the world of sports on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. Off to New Brighton to talk to John McCouga. We got a busy week with high school coaches, busy week on the radio, where we will be tonight right after local news at 6. And a guy that you know, Jeff Hathorn, our sports director, KDKA, 93.7 The Fan. Tomorrow, that Pitt volleyball team will be on KDK radio after my show.
They're a pretty big deal, somebody's told me.
Woo, baby.
Yeah, they're a pretty big deal.
Just like Joe Namath when he went off the field after Super Bowl 3.
You know what? Everybody loves a winner. Is it crazy?
I like everybody.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Geneva.
Yeah.
Listen, I want you to win. And by the way, you have a great sports information department here, because when I got to get to the notes and I want to see what's going on, Golden Tornado football, it's the best, man. Anything in all sports here, it's a good thing. And you're gonna do okay, young man.
Yeah.
By the way, Terry Francona loves the Brighton Hot Dog Shop. We know that. And, I never made it to a cup. Everybody else I know has made it to a cup.
I've not made it to a cup.
He should be. Alex Winger, son-in-law, Mark Papa, Frank, Geno DeMarco, do the right thing. Put him on a cup so we can cheer.
There's the one reason why it's not going to happen.
Why is that?
They're not going to be able to fit this nose on the side of a cup.
You got a good nose. He's got a nose from football, no doubt about it. All right, much more to come. Stay with your Pratt Pack. Thanks for joining us here for our weekly visit with Geno DeMarco, the head coach of the Golden Tornadoes of Geneva College. Thanks, Geno.
Beautiful, brother.